Hey guys, so I saw that Andrew posted a tweet this morning about how he turned down MSNBC for interviews until they formally apologize. And I want to talk about it. So I saw it this morning and I'm making a video now at like almost 11 o'clock. So it's very possible that an update has happened since because I was doing stuff today, board game shopping, priorities. But anyways, I really wanted to discuss the strategy behind that and what the outcome might be. So let's think of it from one of their current strategies, MSNBC that is to ignore. At least that was their previous strategy. They've been more in the they're still pretty heavily doing the ignore strategy. So if they continue that, then for Andrew, it's not amazing, but it's also not horrible. It's pretty much we're in the same place, except he's not doing interviews on MSNBC right now, which he wasn't doing that many in the first place. So maybe a slight net loss, but no big deal. Option 2, they formally apologize. That would be amazing for Andrew. Could you imagine them issuing an apology about that? And then I believe the second half of the tweet was they need to start giving him equal coverage. Man, even both paths of that are huge. Because they apologize and they stick to it. He gets more coverage, awesome, we forgive him, move on, whatever. That's great. Option 2, they promise to do it and then don't give him equal coverage. Oh man, they just look so bad when they get called out again. It would be horrible for them. I could see a ton of backlash, possibly even from sponsors. And at the end of the day, it's just a net gain for Andrew. Either way. So, and then what would the third option would be probably them trying to deny it in some weird fashion, which they'll just get bombarded with evidence, and that kind of goes back to the first thing I said, where they deny it. Andrew doesn't take their interviews. Slight net loss maybe, but maybe there's enough backlash that it's actually a net gain. So I love the strategy from him. I could see this playing out really well, and I think it's worth the gamble because it really is such a small loss. Like I don't really keep track, but how many interviews has he actually had with MSNBC over the last month? I've seen stats for his total news coverage, and that was in like the 20s maybe. So for MSNBC, what is he gonna miss 5 interviews a month? Who cares? Slight net loss, but if they issue the apology and if they stick to it, huge return. Huge return. I mean, I don't really expect them to do that exactly. I mean, maybe they will, but that would be crazy. Because that is them accepting their fault and, actually owning the fact that they've been doing this instead of oh, sorry, we forgot for the 15th time. We just have a really forgetful intern that's just handling all of the Andrew Yang stuff, It's like, come on, man. Them accepting all that blame would be pretty detrimental for them, even though it's so obvious. I don't know where that really lies with the media, because it's like everyone pretty much knows that there's some level of corruption or bias or whatever you want to call it. It all equates to the same thing. So I really am curious to see how it pans out, but I love this strategy. It's very, very clever, and it removes all the pressure from Andrew, and it just puts the ball straight in MSNBC's court. And, you know, maybe they won't say anything about it, but there's going to be a big discussion about it for sure. Especially as he keeps going up in the polls and he keeps showing that he's not going anywhere. It's just going to look better and better for him and worse for them. So I love this. Let me know what you guys think. The big thing I'm curious about is if there were any updates on this and I missed them, please let me know, because like I said, I was busy most of today, so I missed out. And quick side note, I did get some games, and I think I'm going to make a video after this about what I got, if there are any board game nerds in the Yang game. But that's all from me for this video. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time.